Lissie, welcome to Radio Nova and welcome to Finland.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Yeah. First of all, I have to ask, this is your third time in Finland. Last time you were here in last July when you played in Rock, but now when we look outside, it's dark and gloomy.
Yes, it is. Well, as the day's gone on, it's gotten darker. So, but yeah, we were in Joensuu, right? That's how I say it, in the summer, and it was lovely. It was really, really nice, beautiful. So, a little bit of difference is not so bad.
Yeah. Well, you've been touring. Your latest album, Back to Forever, came out in October, and you've been pretty much touring for whole this year, and you're gonna tour till next spring. How do you cope? You are on the road so much that I think it's gonna take some energy.
Yeah, it definitely does. But when we had some downtime, like when I was making this record, it took me like about a year and a half to get the songs together and to record it. So in the downtime, I start to get a little bit like restless, and I want to tour. But then when I'm touring all the time, then I sort of want to go home. So it's hard because it's sort of like no matter what I'm doing, there's always the other side to it. But we have fun. The shows are so fun to play, and my band's so cool that I won't lie and say it's not like physically and emotionally challenging to like go. But it's you see how it pays off, and it's how you really spread the word is by going back to places again and again. So it's important that we do it.
Well, let's talk a little about your past, because your musical journey started out when you were 9 years old or so, because you were in the musicals.
Yes. Yeah, well, so my grandpa was a singer, and everyone in my family can like carry a tune. So I think when I was like even like a baby, my mom would sing lullabies to us like to help us go to sleep. And I always was humming like as a tiny kid. So about 5, I started to take these classes, put on like little performances with other 5-year-old like people singing and dancing, and then got into musical theater, was Annie when I was 9 and 10, and then started taking voice lessons, and then about like 12 or 13 really wasn't that interested in like acting. I just knew I wanted to sing, so I'd say like 15 is when I really started teaching myself guitar, and I'd written like poetry even when I was really young, but I started writing like songs when I was 15. And then I just kept doing it.
Is it true that you got kicked out of high school because you were, how do you say, a little bit too rowdy?
I mean, I look back and I have to take some of the blame. I think that I was sort of like bullied by some of the adults at my school. I think because I was kind of this sort of sensitive, kind of stubborn, opinionated person. So I would get myself into trouble by just sort of talking back. So like I had sort of made enemies of certain adults in the school, I think. And so I think they were just waiting for me at times like to do something so they could get rid of me. But
have you any of those persons after that?
Yeah, I have, and it was a bad thing that I did, so I won't even go into it. But yeah, I've always sort of like pushed some of people's buttons, especially when I was a teenager. I was like a bit rebellious and, challenged authority, man, So I did meet one of the people, and him and I sort of made up a bit. Other people in the situation, I wish them well, but I don't think they're very good people. So that's their problem, not mine. And then sadly, one of the other people involved in it just passed away like a week or 2 ago. So that was kind of bizarre because it was someone that I didn't really like very much, but also it was sad to hear that they had died. So I don't know. But no, I sort of moved on from it.
Well, by the age of 21, you moved to LA. Is it true that you sold honey at farmer's market?
Yeah, I moved to LA and I had a bunch of different jobs. And then once I had a record deal, it wasn't like paying me a ton, like to really totally survive. So I was also doing odd jobs. So I had all these different jobs I'd do. But selling honey was like kind of a regular one of my jobs. That I seemed to be good at. The guy who owned the honey company kept calling me like, even after I tried to quit. Yeah. Just being like, you got to come back. You're good at selling honey. I just was good at convincing people to buy it. So like at farmers markets and stuff, which was a really nice environment to work in because everyone's happy and it's Sunday morning and it's sunny. And so yeah, I sold honey.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was raw honey. It was a special kind of honey. And I had a whole sales pitch that I would do to people. So.
Quite a few times you've been talking about other stars, talented people like Rihanna or Britney Spears who maybe get into papers by doing like releasing pictures of themselves without clothing and so on.
I said that?
Yeah, I read it from the Finnish newspaper. I don't know if they misquoted you or something like that.
I don't know. I've never criticized them specifically.
Okay.
Did it say I did?
Actually, it did.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Because I don't think that it's my business to call out any specific artists. Because I think Rihanna and Britney Spears are talented.
Yeah, they're very talented.
Yeah.
But what do you think about like, for example, Miley Cyrus, who takes her clothes off to like get into papers or...
I think... Whoa, there's a fly on my head. I think that she's talented. I think she's young and she's just kind of figuring some things out. You know, I think also it's like she's not the first person to do that. I think it's the media and the population of what they want to see. And so someone's going to fill that space, whether it's her or someone else. So, you know, I like Miley Cyrus. I did watch the VMA thing and think like...
That was a little awkward.
Yeah, but you know, Robin Thicke was weird too. He was like kind of like it's just gross. Like it's... No offense to Robin Thicke.
He's talented too.
Yeah, I love his song, you know. I mean, it's hard to... I don't want to criticize anyone because I think that there's value in a certain kind of entertainment. But I think when it's all that is being like pushed on people and covered in the media, like to where if you do something bad, it's almost like you're rewarded by everyone talking about it and then it helps you sell albums. Whereas like if you just sort of want to like do music because you love it and not for the fame, you're maybe going to not get as much exposure. And you know, it's something that I struggle with sometimes if I'm having a bad day or, you know, if I worry about money or, you know, where you see like, or people I know who used to be really down to earth, who are really like are naked now all the time for the cameras. I don't know. I just think it's weird. I don't get it.
Yeah, but I think you have to be true to yourself. That's the main point. Like whatever you do, you have to be true to yourself.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. And so I think for some people, if it is true to themselves, if they, you know, are really doing what feels good to them, then I think that that's fine, and I support that. So I feel bad that it said that I talked smack because I didn't.
Okay. if I'm gonna find the reporter,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
find it. Maybe it was lost in translation. Yeah. I don't know.
That might be. Well, as a last question, I know, Lissie, that you live and breathe music nowadays, and you have done that for all of your life. But apart from music, what is the most important thing in your life right now?
Well, I mean, my family and like my dog and like my home life, you know, is a really, really important to me. Those connections, like I think, are really what help me kind of stay grounded when I am so in such a crazy life, you know. And I have been sort of trying to like get healthier. You know, I see the value of stretching and going for walks and being in nature. Nature is really important to me. Where I live is very beautiful and peaceful. Seeing the stars, things like that. So staying grounded, I think, is important. Because like life is about so many more things about whether or not people buy my album, you know. So,
but hopefully they buy more.
Yeah, hopefully they buy a ton of them because it's, you know, it's expensive to tour, and I owe my record company like a ton of money, so buy my album. But yeah, there's a lot more to life than what you do. Your relationships are important, and I think believing in things is important, you know.
I think we all have to remember that. So.
Yes, it's hard sometimes. You get caught up in your own world, your own thoughts, but, you know, it's a big world out there. Put things into perspective.
Thanks a lot, Lissie.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks.